Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for being here today, and it's my privilege and pleasure to present to you this speech on motivation. And a young lady just recently told me that she knows what motivation is, but she does not know how to explain it. And hopefully by the end of this talk, you will understand what motivation is and how to explain it. Like the Apostle Paul, I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound everywhere in all things. I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. That is, if I am motivated to do something. Some of you know that I have been seeking help at VA for some problems, and this week I finished a 90-day course called MOVE, Motivating Overweight Veterans to Exercise. It was a great program, but something was amiss for me. I entered the program weighing 205 pounds, and I set my goal to be 190 pounds in 90 days, which was certainly an obtainable goal. I weighed myself every morning. I called in my steps every day. I attended the VA program once a week. And at the end of 90 days, I weighed myself and I weighed 212 pounds. Have you ever tried to lose weight and gain weight?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, remember how you felt?
Not good.
Not good. I didn't either.
Like it's impossible.
Right. I know now what was missing for me in that program, and that was motivation. And that is what I want to talk to you today about. And I hope to enlighten you about what motivation is, and hopefully you'll go away from here understanding more about motivation and be able to explain a little more about it. What is motivation? It is a reason for people's actions and a willingness to seek goals. It is derived from the word motivate, which means that it requires an action that requires satisfaction. I read an article by James Clear called Motivation, the Scientific Proof of How to Be Motivated and to Stay Motivated. And sometimes it's easier to get motivated and hard to stay motivated. And sometimes it's impossible, triggering a long list of procrastinations. Motivation involves change, and change comes at a cost. When we are motivated, it is easy to bear the inconvenience of action and instead of the pain of remaining the same. And when I jumped on that scale and I weighed 212 pounds, I thought, what in the world did I do? Spent 90 days to try to lose a few pounds, and I gained. I certainly was lacking motivation. And I remembered Paul's words, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I said to God and to myself that I'm going to lose 2 pounds every week. And at the end of the first week, my weight now is 210 pounds. So I had a small goal and I reached that goal. And it's very easy to do that because I was motivated. With all the classes and everything, I was not motivated, but for some reason here, because I really wanted to do this, I motivated myself through God's help to do that. And I can tell you this, it was a good feeling getting on the scale and watching it go down instead of up. Every time I stepped on that scale, I could see it going up and up and up and up. And I kept thinking, there's something wrong here, something's missing. God has given us an amazing ability to cross over mental thresholds after weeks of procrastination in the face of overpowering challenges and to reach our goals and to rise victoriously. Many people struggle to find the motivation they need to accomplish their goals. Some people don't know how to get motivated. I didn't know how to get motivated, and yet that's what they were trying to teach us, how to be motivated. Surprisingly, motivation comes after starting a behavior. not before. Motivation is a result of action, not the result that causes it. Getting started in small ways, like 2 pounds a week, is an action that naturally produces motivation. You can see something actually being done. Instead of looking at, I want to lose 19 pounds, I'm looking at, I want to lose 2 pounds. Much easier to achieve that goal. And so I'm not looking at the long-term goal, I'm looking at short terms in between, baby steps, if you will, to reach the goal that I know that I need to be at, that I set for myself. As a pastor, I hear people say they want to have more God and a closer walk with Him, but they are not motivated to take any action that would ensure their request. We have Bible study on Tuesday, and we have Defending the Faith on Saturday, and if these people would just come out and take advantage of these programs, they would learn something about the Bible, and they would in turn be motivated. But instead, they read the Bible daily, but they don't study the Bible. And studying the Bible will produce a motivation to learn more about God, because the more that you learn, the more you're going to want to learn. And the more that you learn, the closer you will get to God. And it all starts with motivation. I wish I could motivate them as a pastor, I really do. Returning back to VA, they can only motivate themselves. We cannot motivate anybody. But a person can motivate themselves, and we can instruct them, even though they don't know how or how to explain it. We can instruct them on how to be motivated to accomplish anything that you want to do. Especially if you say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If you really believe that, then you need to be motivated by that. I can do all things. I'm not just talking about weight, but I'm talking about studying. I'm talking about, you want to go to college, and or different things that, or your job or whatever. You can be motivated, but you have to motivate yourself. And once you do that, you get past that threshold of being the same. Okay? And motivation, like I said, it involves change, and it involves a cost. So once we get motivated, what happens when that motivation starts sliding or fading?
Yeah, so you probably, it's probably like a hit on your confidence. Like it probably makes you feel like it's a lot harder to get back in your groove that you're in.
Right. Okay. It's hard to get back into being motivated. You're exactly right, Zach. But it's very easy to fade, but it's also just as easy to come back and take a baby step and be motivated. And so you don't look at, hey, I faded. You look at where you're going. Hey, I'm going to set a goal, a small goal, and I'm going to reach that goal. Mm-hmm. It's just like taking a step and a step and a step. But it all begins with the first step. And sometimes it's helpful to go back to God's Word when we're sliding, or when we have doubt about anything, or if you feel like, hey, I can't do this. I'm going to read what Paul does, and I do this now because I found it to be good therapy to maintain my goal. He says, rejoice. And again, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. And so no matter what is going on, even if I'm sliding down, I need to rejoice because God still cares. I need to rejoice because I still care. I need to rejoice because I know that I can achieve this regardless of any setbacks. I know that I'm not perfect, but I am perfectible. And just like you're not perfect, but you are perfectible. Let your moderation be known to all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known unto God, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Motivation is like filling the sail with wind. The rudder is our action that determines the course, and the port and entry is our goal. And without the wind, The ship stays afloat, but its course is determined by the sea and not by our will. Motivation. We need to be motivated in all things. And I think the saddest thing is when a person is lacking motivation in anything. Okay? Without motivation, the joy of life is not there. Without motivation, the joy of serving the Lord is not there. Without motivation, the joy of love is not there. Okay? We have to be motivated because that is how God has created us. And He's given us the ability to motivate ourselves. Nobody can motivate you but you. Okay? Nobody can motivate you but you. Okay? You have that power to motivate. Use that power and achieve the goals that you set. Okay? Thank you so much for listening to me. God bless you.